guys, this is Nina McClure, and she's the author for Everything Leads to You. Hi Nina, thank you for letting me interview you today.
No problem, it's great to be here.
So, how is life in California since your book has gotten so big?
My life has been wonderful. My wife and my child are really happy, and I've gotten the opportunity to go to different schools and talk to the girls about the struggles in the book.
And what in your life has inspired you to write this book?
I went through something a lot similar and inspired me to write about it and let the world know.
And your other books aren't love stories, so what made you want to write a love story?
I decided to change it up a bit and write something more personal about my life and hope that people would like it, like something more different.
So, do the characters in your book relate to you and your wife at all?
Yes, the characters are based on me and my wife and our struggles in the past.
So, what have you been doing besides writing your books?
Well, I'm currently an English teacher at an independent high school.
So, what type of jobs did you do when you were younger?
My first job was when I was 14 and I worked at an independent bookstore and I was also a tutor.
So in your career, what other books have you written?
So far, I've written Everything Leads to You, Hold Still, and The Disenchantments, but Everything Leads to You is by far like my favorite book to write because it relates more to me.
So in the book, what was your favorite scene?
I would have to say the scene where Emmy finds the letter in Clyde Jones's house, because it was just really exciting.
Thank you for letting me interview you today.
No problem, it's great being here.
Hi Amy, thank you for meeting with me today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So to get things started, my first question is, what is it like to be a set designer?
I enjoy it very much, and it's very interesting finding unique things at auctions and garage sales.
What were your thoughts when you first met Ava?
When I first met Ava, I was sort of nervous to give her the letter, but in the end we ended up becoming really close friends.
Why did you go through all the hard work to hand deliver the letter to Clyde Jones?
I went through all the hard work to hand deliver Clyde Jones' letter because he's one of my idols that I grew up watching. Also because hand delivering the letter is what Clyde Jones wanted, and I wanted to fulfill his dreams.
What were you like in high school?
I was very adventurous and outgoing, and I did a lot of crazy stuff.
What does your brother do?
My brother's in the movie business, and right now he's working on movies, so he will be gone for a few months.
Amy, what are your parents like?
My parents are very nice, supportive, and loving people, and they love to watch movies and write.
What was it like when you finally refused to get back with Morgan?
It was hard, but it's something I had to do, because I was sick of being hurt and feeling used.
What was it like the first time you kissed a girl? Was it weird or awkward?
It wasn't weird or awkward. My first time kissing a girl was freshman year with a girl named Tyra Reynolds. We were behind the science building collecting samples, dirt samples. The kiss left me shaking.
Thank you for meeting with me today, Emmy. It was a great interview.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Come on, skinny love, just last the year. Poor little soul, we were never here.
Anthropologists have found evidence of romantic love in 170 societies. They've never found a society that did not have it. But love isn't always a happy experience. In one study of college students, they asked a lot of questions about love, but the two that stood out to me the most were, have you ever been rejected by somebody who you really loved? And the second question was, have you ever dumped somebody who really loved you? And almost 95% of both men and women said yes to both. Almost nobody gets out of love alive. So before I start telling you about the brain, I want to read for you what I think is the most powerful love poem on earth. There's other love poems that are, of course, just as good, but I don't think this one can be surpassed. It was told by an anonymous Kwakiutl Indian of southern Alaska to a missionary in 1896. Here it is. I've never had the opportunity to say it before. Fire runs through my body with the pain of loving you. Pain runs through my body with the fires of my love for you. Pain like a boil about to burst with my love for you. Consumed by fire with my love for you. I remember what you said to me. I am thinking of your love for me. I am torn by your love for me. Pain and more pain. Where are you going with my love? I am told you will go from here. I am told you will leave me here. My body is numb with grief. Remember what I said, my love. Goodbye, my love, goodbye.
Come on, skinny love, just last the year. Poor little soul, we were never here.
Words of love can come so quickly these days, but there's something about holding an envelope.
It was kind of interesting.
Especially one so filled with emotion from 70 years ago.
I was really surprised because I had no way of knowing that it would show up in the way it did.
Bill Moore wrote this letter when he was a 20-year-old soldier in World War II. The recipient,
My darling, lovable, alluring Bernadine.
a girl he met while on furlough.
I knew I wanted to marry her.
Bernadine.
When you're apart for that reason, not knowing if and when you would ever see that person again, every chance you got to communicate was wonderful.
The letter, a preamble to 63 years of marriage. Reading it back now.
So lovely, darling, that I often wonder how it is possible that you're mine.
Moore can laugh through his tears at his choice of sweet words.
It probably gets worse.
He's 90 years old now, living here at an assisted care home for vets, surrounded by memories of his military service and family, and once again, longing for the love of his life.
I loved her.
Bernadine died 5 years ago.
She loved me. And that's all I can tell you is a heartache not being with her all the time.
It's just one piece of their incredible story that's traveled across the world, then somehow into a thrift store record sleeve. The only letter from that time that survived.
I read it for my daughter last night.
Now, for generations to come.
It really hit me that we were seeing the true depth of my parents' love. Their love sets such a beautiful example for what life can be.
Lindsay Watts, 7 News.
What I and my colleagues did was put 32 people who were madly in love into a functional MRI brain scanner, 17 who were madly in love and their love was accepted, and 15 who were madly in love and they had just been dumped. When I put these people in the machine, before I put them in the MRI machine, I would ask them all kinds of questions. But my most important question was always the same. It was, what percentage of the day and night do you think about this person? And indeed, they would say, all day, all night. I can never stop thinking about him or her. And then the very last question I would ask them, I would always have to work myself up to this question because I'm not a psychologist. I don't work with people in any kind of traumatic situation. And my final question was always the same. I would say, would you die for him or her? And indeed, these people would say yes, as if I had asked them to pass the salt. It's a little bit like when you are madly in love with somebody and you walk into a parking lot, their car is different from every other car in the parking lot. Their wine glass at dinner is different from every other wine glass at the dinner party. And in this case, a man got hooked on a bamboo sleeping mat. And it goes like this. It's by a guy called Wan Chen. I cannot bear to put away the bamboo sleeping mat.